All right, guys, we want to kind of gather around the front of the boat. I'm going to go over safety right now. First off, guys, with the helmets and life jackets, please leave them on and buckled at all times during the day. Not only is it good whitewater practice, but if you get caught out on a lower yacht without a life jacket on, it's going to be a pretty hefty fine. So make sure you keep those life jackets on, especially during the day. These will be the boats you're going to be in. The way you want to seat yourself in the boat is out on the side tubes. Make sure your butt is out on this black patch we have here. When you're seated out on the side tube, you want to wedge one of your feet in front of you. If you're on the left side, it's your left foot which is wedged underneath the cross tube or the foot cup. If you're on the right side, it's your right foot which is wedged. Keeping your foot wedged at all times during the day. That way, if you bump a small rock, you can almost fall out, do a big sit-up, pull yourself back in. Now, the group that's going to be in 4, you want to set yourselves up evenly, going 2 and 2. The group of 3, you want to do 2 up front and 1 guy in the back. One of the people in the back of the boat today is going to be your raft captain. Raft captain, you're in charge of getting your boat down the river today. Captain, if you want your boat to go forward, you're going to yell forward. Everyone in sync and together, working as one big team, reaches forward, puts the whole paddle blade in the water. Big rocking motion pulling water towards the back of the boat. Captain, if you have to slow your boat down or go backwards, you're going to yell all back. Everyone in sync and unison together, working together as a team, puts that whole paddle blade in the water behind them. Big rocking motion pushing water towards the front of the boat. Making sure you're working together as a team. If you're paddling off one another's tempos, you're going to go like this down the river and you're not being very successful. So work together as a team. Also, keep in mind, guys, short, quick, hard paddle strokes. Long, drawn-out strokes don't work real well because the river varies in depths, but also keep in mind, if you're only getting this much of the paddle blade in the water, you're splashing the person behind you, you're what's called a weenie arm dipper, and you're going to have a really long day. So make sure short, quick, hard, aggressive paddle strokes. Now, to turn these boats, captains, they're tanks, they're not sports cars. Got to slow down one side, speed up the other. So, captain, if you need to go to the right, it's back, right, forward, left. Everyone on the right side back paddles, everyone on the left side keeps paddling forward. If you got to go to the left, it's back, left, forward, right. Everyone on the left side back paddles, everyone on the right side keeps paddling forward. Once you're pointed in the general direction you want to go, it's all forward to get you there. The reason why we got to maneuver these rafts there for the obstacles that are out there. We have water obstacles and rock obstacles. Water obstacles, there are waves and hydraulics. Waves are like the waves you see out in the ocean, except for they're standing still. Hit them frontwards, backwards, sideways, big splash, yee-haw, everyone's having fun. That's why you're going whitewater rafting today. A hydraulic is when that wave is breaking, it's creating a white foamy depression out in the middle of the river. You need to make sure you're taking all hydraulics facing straight downstream with a lot of speed and momentum. Reason for this, if you're not paying attention, you let your boat drop into a hydraulic sideways, your boat stops, rumbles around for a second or two, then you find a feature called river subtraction. Start out with 4 in your boat, you go to 3 to 2 to 1, then none. So make sure you take all hydraulics facing straight downstream with a lot of speed and momentum. Next are the rock obstacles. We got 2 types of those. We have large rocks and small rocks. Small rocks are nothing more than a pain in your neck. You'll know you've encountered a small rock because all the trees are keeping up with you, other paddlers are passing you, and they're pointing and laughing at you. The way you get yourself unstuck from a small rock is first locate where that small rock is by finding the hard spot in the floor of the boat, then shifting your body weight away from it. So if that small rock's in the very front of this boat, I would have everyone stand up and literally move to the back of the boat. Once you get everyone in the back of the boat, see how the front of this boat became nice and light? If that doesn't get you unstuck, you have to try back paddling. If that doesn't work, maybe even bounce up and down and back paddle at the same time. Looks really silly, but it will get you unstuck. If you're stuck really bad, captain, you got yourself stuck, time to get you unstuck. Step out on a neighboring small rock, give your boat a nice big shove, but make sure you jump back in. Don't just stand there admiring your work as your boat's floating away from you, all right? What I really don't want to see, guys, is I don't want to see the hero of the group sitting where that small rock is trying to use this paddle as a pry bar. That's not going to get you unstuck, you're just going to break the paddle. Just shift everyone's body weight away, bounce up and down, back paddle, do what you can to become unstuck. Next are large rocks. A large rock is anything larger than the side tube of the raft you're sitting in. You got to aggressively lean towards all the large rocks before you hit them. Yes, you heard me correctly, you want to lean towards those large rocks. Reason for this, we're floating downstream sideways. We've tried to avoid a large rock, we can't, we hit it and no one moves. Your body weight on this upstream tube causes that tube to sink underwater. Force the incoming river fills into your boat, thus flipping your boat over or pinning it to the face of that large rock. Now everyone's paying attention to me today, and you all aggressively jump to the side of the raft that's going to hit it. When you hit that large rock sideways, your upstream tube stays nice and light. Water flows under your boat and you go one way or the other around that large rock. Now when I say aggressively lean into all large rocks, it has to happen like now, like wow, and like yesterday. It's not giving me a head fake and it's not switching the chewing gum from one side of the mouth to the other. If I'm seated here on the left side of the boat and I know that that large rock's on the right side, before we hit it, I'm aggressively getting up and getting over here. All right, guys? So what happens when you do fall out? Notice I said when, not if. First things first, don't panic. Every rapid you're about to encounter today has been swam numerous times by countless people, and they got a cool story to tell about it. So don't panic, guys. You're going to fall out of the boat. That life jacket will float you to the surface. When you pop up, you need to look around. Self-rescue is the best rescue. When you look around, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be right next to the boat you were just in. You want to reach up, grab a hold of the yellow chicken rope that's on either side of the raft and say, help me, pull me back in. Whoever's left in the boat, it's your duty to pull the person that was in the water back into your raft. Don't just stand there and point and laugh at them, guys. Get them back in the boat. How you want to get them back in the boat today is by their life jackets. You want to reach down, grab a hold of these shoulder straps, then stand up using your body weight to flop that person in on top of you. It's one of the bigger guys. It might take 2 or 3 of you. Pull them halfway up by the life jackets, give them a superpower atomic wedgie, then they'll scissor kick their way back in. What you don't want to do, guys, don't try to point anyone in by their head. That's really uncomfortable. By a wrist, you could possibly dislocate a shoulder. By anyone's ankles for obvious reasons. Use that life jacket to pull someone back in the boat. Now let's say you've fallen out and you're separated a few feet from your boat. Your paddle becomes a handy dandy arm extender. You can fall out, become separated 2 or 3 feet and say, go gadget arm, extend that T-grip out to the raft you were just in. Guys in the raft will grab a hold of that T-grip, pull you next to the boat and pull you in. Or if you're sitting in your boat and you notice your buddy's now floating 2 or 3 feet away from you, kindly extend that T-grip out to the person in the water. They'll grab a hold of that T-grip, pull them next to the boat and pull them in. Now you guys are all friends out here today. So when he falls out of his boat, ends up next to your boat over there, go ahead and pull him into your raft, guys. There'll be a calm pool of water below every major raft where you can get back into your proper raft. Now let's say you've fallen out of your boat and you have become separated from your raft more than a few feet. Number 1 rule out here today, guys, you do not stand up in the fast-moving water. Reason for this river is not made by Walt Disney. It's formed by one rock laying on top of the next. There are cracks, crevices, rednecks, refrigerators, all kinds of nasty stuff on the floor of this river. You might fall out and feel fortunate that you're bouncing along the river floor thinking, you know what, I'm going to stand up and walk to shore. Not a good idea. You attempt to stand up in the fast-moving water, you can wedge your foot or ankle into a crack or a crevice. Force the current can push you over very quickly, breaking your leg about that fast. You have an excellent view where your foot's stuck, how badly your leg is broken. You've rendered the life jacket completely useless and you've ruined everyone's day. It's called a foot entrapment. It's an extremely difficult rescue situation, but it's totally avoidable. You fall out and become separated from your boat, you want to assume the whitewater free float position. Roll over onto your back, get your nose, your 10 toes up out of the water, work your feet so they're facing downstream to ward off any large rocks. Guys, keep your legs closed, these rocks are hard. Use your hands out to the side to steer yourself, making your butt the lowest point in the water. To this day, we've never had a butt entrapment on the Youghiogheny River. Sound good, guys? All right, take all your water obstacles straight downstream with a lot of speed and momentum. Small rocks, get your body weight away from. Large rocks, aggressively lean towards before you hit them, because after you hit them, it's too late. And last but not least, should you fall out, get your feet up facing downstream and ride it out. There will be a nice calm pool of water below every raft where you can get back into your boat. All right, guys, here's your paddle back, bud. You're going to put on here, guys, you're going to be heading down the river. When you get about halfway down, you're going to see a sign on your left that says Dimple Rapids ahead. I recommend pulling over on the right and watching as other people are running the rapid. Dimple Rapid is set up. Dimple Rock is here, blocking the center of the left-hand channel. Upstream and to the right of it is Pinball Rock. You start about 10 feet off that left-hand shoreline with a 2 o'clock angle on your boat, then it's all forward. Just thread the needle in between the 2 rocks. If you're going to hit Dimple Rapid sideways, get everyone on the side of the raft that's going to hit the rock, and you should float around it. After Dimple Rapid, as I said, that's halfway. You're going to keep going downstream. You're going to notice an old boxcar on your right and a very small Class 2 rapid. Directly below you is Bruner Run Rapid. You'll know there's a giant pyramid rock in the middle of the river. Run down the right side of Bruner Run Rapid, immediately make your way left to the takeout. There's an asphalt driveway that leads up the hill. Take your boat up to the second tier. You'll pop the boat there, load it into the state park shuttle bus. Shuttle bus will take you up to your vehicle and you'll be on your way. Sound good, guys? All right, here's your 2 boats. Have fun. You got handles on them. That's the easiest way to carry them. You want to head down to the state park booth, check them down there to get your launch permits and your shuttle tokens.
All right.
Have fun, guys.
Hey guys, so